Hi,
Good
Peacock.
morning. Good morning.
How are you doing today?
Good. A little it's a little chilly, but it's good.
Yes. So 2025 has not been what we expected it to be so far, correct?
Yeah, I mean, our intention was to, we were big on intentions, right? On words, like what we do, whether you want to call them your goals or whatever. This year I chose to say intention. But we together came up with, we're going to do more podcast recording. And so the intention was to start off at the beginning of the year, you know, to embrace, to share joy, say Happy New Year. But now here we are, day 15, and we now want to cancel our subscription. Is
Is
that
what
what
it
you,
feels like.
you told me earlier? You're like,
Yeah. It's like this 15 days has been tough. And for a lot of the folks out there who don't know where we're located, so Two Peacocks Travel was born in Los Angeles, California. That's where Anna and Sandy, myself, that's where we're from. I'm born and raised in LA County. Anna's from the Valley. I'm from an area called Boyle Heights in East LA. And so this is home. And um so this, as you probably know, on day, I don't even know what day it started. It was day
7.
6, day
Day
7.
7.
Um we were hit with some really strong winds. I was at a board meeting, and when the lights went out, but prior to that, we had received from NBC News or ABC News, I don't know which one it was. It was
An
a
alert.
an alert on our Facebook that said life-threatening winds, and I thought to myself, life-threatening winds, like that's weird. Like we've never heard that before. I mean, we've heard winds, Santa Ana's, but never
But never,
life-threatening. So I took a
never.
screenshot of it and I sent it to you, Anna. I thought this is weird, right? But whatever. It is what it is. Um, my sister was definitely like, "Oh, whatever. The kid's going to school." I remember her telling me the kid's going to school. I'm like, "Oh,
Wish
okay,
me no
life,
matter what.
yeah, life wins. Okay, the kid's going to school." Anyways, we were at that meeting. 7 p.m. Lights go off at the place where we were having our meeting, and we thought, okay, that's okay. So I guess it's going to be bad. So when we left the meeting around 8:30, the winds were strong. Like it was strong. So I was like, oh, okay, this is like. So we went home. My mom was here with my little niece, and there was no electricity when we got home. And she said she had lost electricity 3 times back to back, like it was coming back and on and off. And and when we were on the freeway coming home, Anna, we could see little embers. And my sister was like, "Those are embers, Sandy." And I was like, oh, okay, like this is serious. Got home, and thank God for our previous life as public servants. We've always taken emergencies and command centers very serious. Me and my sister took out the generator immediately and the gas and all the things that we need. But we didn't really spark it on that day just because it was already nighttime. Everybody's going to bed. Everything was charged. No need to. Next day, nothing. But the next day, the winds were strong. And when we saw the fires, we were like, oh my God. We didn't really think it was going to be that bad, Anna. Um,
No, I had no idea. I mean, simultaneously as you're telling, recollecting of what you were doing, I was on a plane. And when you sent me a message, you said 7 o'clock was your meeting, right?
yeah,
My plane was taking off at 7:30, and I knew high winds, but again, like you, didn't think anything of it. What? When have we heard of life threatening? Never.
never.
And we go to the airport. We're ready checked in. We're boarding, and I'm texting you to say, okay, I'm gonna take off. 2 minutes after, your question to me is, did you take off? As I'm already ascending, and let me tell you, that takeoff was horrible. It was horrible. And I'm looking at your message and I'm like, yes, I'm in the air. And your next message to me is they grounded all the flights. And my heart just dropped because I can tell why they grounded. It was so hard for that pilot to pull up. I mean, it was like we were being held back and we could feel it was. And, I was on the plane with my husband and my daughter and her boyfriend. And we're just kind of like looking at each other. OMG. And after that I lost connection, right? But when we took off, Sandy, you're talking about seeing the embers on the freeway. I'm dealing with this wind, and then I look out and I had tears because I could see the line all along the coast of fire going. I'm thinking, what is this? Like, what is happening? And that's like that image I'm not going to be able to forget. Just like, you seen embers. Like, when have you seen embers on a freeway?
Never. And just to kind of give our listeners a little bit of a visual. So if you've never been to LA, LAX is close to the ocean. And when it takes off towards the ocean. So what Anna was seeing was the Palisades fire.
Yes.
And what was happening in Malibu area. So that was, immediately what she was seeing. And she took some pictures, and it's very sad. I mean, it's just kind of like in the moment. And it was happening so fast.
It happened fast. And I couldn't get a straight picture or a clear picture because the plane was moving. I mean, that was the scary part. That was the part that, like, I have no idea. But when I saw your message, the planes have been grounded, I was like,
yeah. And I was like, oh my God. Because I was trying to find you on the map, because I have to make sure that I know where you are around the world.
Where the what's that? Find my app. You know exactly where I'm at every single time.
That's right, because I'm the Liam Neeson of this relationship. I gotta make sure where everyone's at. I gotta come and rescue everybody. So yes, immediately we got an evacuation warning. So my sister and I, we had to pack everything that was important: papers, pet information, deed to the house, banks, the gun. Cash, like everything. We had everything in the hallway, clothes, and my mom's medications. Like, we had to prepare my mom as well. So we were just waiting, and all the pictures, because for me, pictures, everything can be replaced, but pictures are just not replaceable, and I had everything here. And so by the same time, like a week prior to that, we had been taking things out to donate to Goodwill. So anyways, in the hallway, my son was in Miami, and he was watching. He wasn't home. But I had my grandmother's ashes in the pile, and he said, "We're giving Abuela away to the Goodwill." I said, "No, she's a part of the evacuation. We're not giving her away. She's part of the plan. We gotta take Abuela's ashes." But it was just so much confusion, and
yeah,
so it just said that, and I hope that this podcast today really, we're going to share with everyone, not just people who are in LA, not just folks who were affected by this. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. It's very crucial that you prepare, even with a generator, having gas. The generator saved our food in the refrigerator. And even though we didn't have electricity, the internet was still working. So I was able to plug in the modem into the generator, and we had Wi-Fi. So it's important just to at least be prepared with water, some essentials, some dry food that you can have, and charge all your backup batteries for your phones,
yes,
for your
important.
It's just have them ready, and have that backpack ready for all your essentials. Even if it means you take pictures of them or you photocopy them and you put them in a Ziploc bag, your passports,
Doesn't
everything
matter.
you need. You just need to have it ready. Anna and I, again, because of our past lives, we've had our backpack ready just to slap it on our back and go. But it's just very, very important. This has caught everyone by surprise. Unfortunately, our neighbors in Altadena, our neighbors in Palisades are devastated. And it's not even we haven't even gotten anywhere near to the solution of how we're going to help these folks.
We have people in Hearst Canyon or the Hearst fire. We have people in Santa Clarita we know someone that has been affected in every single area.
Yes.
But for us to share with you as, our listeners, yes, we travel. Yes, we have, lots of great times and everything. But one thing you'll learn from us is that we will pivot very quickly, and we will find how to help as best as possible. So although this is not the Happy New Year podcast that we wanted to initially start with, this is what we're dealing with right now. And we wanted you to know that we stand by you, that we're here for you. If you have any questions, any doubts, you're not sure where to go, between both of us, if we don't know the information, what happens, Sandy?
We'll get it for you.
We'll get it
That's
for
what we
you.
are. We were very resourceful. We still have a lot of connections in the community that, and I understand that some of the information is just, it's an overflow of information that's very confusing. If you've been to our Instagram, you and our Facebook, you see that we're posting a lot of the information that we're getting from friends and family that are directly connected with resources, whether it's FEMA, whether it's GoFundMe, the county, the city. And so because these things are happening in Los Angeles, we're not just dealing with LA City, we're dealing with Pasadena, we're dealing with Santa Monica, we're dealing with a lot of unincorporated cities that
Mhm.
belong to LA County. So there's just a lot of information. There's a lot of pets out there who have been displaced. We have families who have lost their homes and even their IDs to identify who they are, right? And so we're trying to see how we can help folks even just make the first step, whether it's clothing, food, helping them make a claim with their insurance company.
That part. I was going to say the admin part that we may not be aware because we're still in shock. I mean, these are very active fires. To this moment, as we are sitting here recording, there are active fires. And so we haven't even begun recovery. And this is the part where people, they have to grieve. We completely understand, and you have to
Yeah,
have that space to do it. But when you're ready and you have to turn to what's next, turn that page to what's the next step. It's the admin part. And it's what Sandy's talking about. It's the filling out the application, submitting the claims, getting your documents. That stuff is what we will continue to help because we know this is a long haul. And so we are here to support you in any way that we possibly can within our capacity.
absolutely. And we've shared some GoFundMe's. We've shared just because we also have heard from other groups, like people who did not have homes that were affected but they've lost their jobs. A lot of the women and men who work in Pacific Palisades, whether it was in hotels or as live-in care, uh, gardeners, a lot of
Yeah.
folks have lost their jobs and now have to start all over again. So it's just everyone's being hit no matter what, left and right.
And not to mention the needs. The needs are not linear. The needs are not, it's not one size fits all. So you have, our elderly community. We have our
Yes.
children that have lost schools, our students. We have the disability, you know, um, individuals, the disabled community who needs, their specific, whatever that may be. There's so many needs, and so we are doing our best to put out resources for everyone. And if you haven't seen something that you're looking for, let us know, we'll go find it.
So I had
um
a friend who called me because her mom is a polio survivor, but she is wheelchair bound. And she called me on, I want to say Wednesday, and she was very upset because she had to evacuate from Altadena. Her mom, she can't carry her mom. She had to haul down an Amazon truck and two neighbors and a man who was driving by to help her carry her mom into her car because she can't walk. And they
Can't even
spend the
imagine.
night at the Rose Bowl waiting to see what was going to happen. But her mom needs oxygen. So at that point, she decided, I got to take her to the hospital. So she went to drop her off at the hospital and says, my mom needs help. I can't care for her. Uh, we're displaced at this point. We're waiting to see what happens. They took her in, but the next day they called her and said, you need to come pick up your mom. And she said, and do what with her? Like I'm at a hotel on the second floor. I don't have her equipment. I don't have her medication. And they said to her, well, we don't care what you do with her, but if you don't come pick her up, we're going to put her on the street. So she said, I
that
need your help, Sandy. And so you know
that
me,
is a huge no. So Sandy,
so
what'd you do?
girl, I got on the phone and I was like, I am, I am this patient's advocate. And if you feel that it's a right thing for you to put a handicapped woman on the street in the middle of a catastrophe, then I'll make sure that I call CMS and Joint Commission to let them know that, we are appealing your decision. And, quickly enough, they came back and they said, they were going to take the mom to the hotel with the caretaker and all the equipment she needed so she could be okay. And I thought to myself,
See,
oh,
these are the stories. This is why advocacy is so huge. So, although we're not in our former careers, it's just in us. We are going to help. We are going to make sure that information is disseminated, that people that need help get the help. You know, the technicalities, they're all over the place. I mean, look at the
yeah,
FEMA thing, the thing that I posted about. People have GoFundMe accounts. They need help. But what happens if you don't use the right language? So immediately, as soon as I heard that, I'm like, put it out there, because we've been through the 9/11s, we've been through the COVIDs, we've been through the earthquakes. The technicalities, we don't want people to fall through the cracks. And that's really what we really want to share with you, is like the advocacy that we will continue to do. You can lean on that and we will help. So whether it be understanding a claim or using the language, or like Sandy did, her friend called her, she knew exactly who to call. We know what buttons to push. I mean, it's unfortunate that it has to be in that frame of mind, but we want to help so that
absolutely.
as many people that can get help get help.
And that's just the unfortunate. We're going to see a lot of ugly things happening now. A lot of the clients who are reaching out to us saying, hey, my sister has this problem. My mom has this problem. And the thing is that it's an over load of people with problems. And sometimes folks are not getting the answers they want either from their insurance company. And I know it creates panic. And if your insurance company is not helping you out or they're not responding to you, you do have the right to ask for the supervisor but you also have to be very realistic that they're dealing with a lot of phone calls and they're
Yeah.
going through it because it is an active catastrophe. And we're not even in the recovery. We're not even
No,
in the recovery
no.
um, portion of this disaster. So, we're here to, again, provide you with whatever resources we have. If we don't have them, we'll look for them. Our heart is with Pacific Palisades, with the Valley fires, with Eden Canyon, the Altadena fires. We're here. Our hearts,
Everyone affected.
everyone affected. We are devastated. We're grateful that our families and we're all doing okay, but because we were not affected that way, the least we can do is give back to the community and get back on it.
So, you and I had already planned out what our content was going to be for these recordings.
Hmm.
We're going to push that content back a little bit more, and we're going to continue to offer information. So please stay tuned for our next podcast that will be following, because we're going to talk about, things with insurance, your claims. We're going to talk about property taxes, stuff that we already know that is the next steps. And you can listen to these at your leisure when you're ready to take that next step. You can use this as kind of, I want to say, a little library of information.
Yeah.
Um,
And if you're not
so
on social media, because a lot of people are not on social media, then we would say sign up for our newsletters. We are sending stuff out in our newsletters as well. If you read your
correct.
emails, this is another great way to get the information. So for sure, we really do encourage you to go to our website, and our website does have the link for the newsletter, so you can get information when we're sending it out, so you don't miss out on some great resources.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Peacock. Let's stay strong for our community and for our people, and we're hoping for the best. I'm hoping that 2025 gets it together because this is not easy.
We will rise.
We will rise,
We will
absolutely, and
rise.
we're strong, and we have a huge community that is helping out. If anybody's watching television, they know. I mean, if you go to the Arcadia,
Oh,
Santa Anita Park, the Rose Bowl, I
it's
mean,
beautiful to see. It's hard to see because why it's happening, but it is beautiful to see that everybody's coming together to just give whatever they can.
yes, everything, whatever it is. So thank you so much, Peacock, and until next time.
Stay tuned.